Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing great. So, I'm back again with the most random thoughts ever. Okay, so today, what popped into my mind is the global production market. So, one day, I just randomly felt like going through the clothing in my closet because I got virtually all of them from either the United States, Canada, or from Europe, particularly from the UK. Okay, so I decided to go through my clothing. Of course, I found that many of them were made in China, which is of no surprise because we know that China is the biggest global producer, even if sometimes China has been underestimated. Yeah, and then I also found that several many of them were either made in Bangladesh, India, Vietnam, Indonesia, or Mexico, and etc. So to me, this is quite a shock or surprising because I particularly traveled down to the US or to Canada or to Europe to go shopping so that I can get like US brand, US clothing, Canadian brands, Canadian clothing, UK brands, UK clothing. And just for me to find that this US brand was China made, or was Indian made, or was Indonesia made, or Mexican made. I don't know if you understand. So for me, that's like an irony. You know what I mean? Because all these nations, be it Bangladesh, be it India, be it Vietnam, be it Indonesia, be it Mexico, they're usually looked down upon. They're usually underestimated. They're usually seen as less developed. They're usually regarded as non-Western, not given so much respect. So how come that when Western designers want to design or when they want to make a brand, they head right to those underestimated nations to bring their brand to life? For me, is that not like an irony? It's definitely an irony. Because if it were not for this, Western nations making use of this people labor, that's the labor of the poorer nations. These poorer nations will never be regarded. So why is it that these Western nations always are trying to make use of the labor of Vietnam, India, Bangladesh? It's because they find it cheaper. But still, all of this is disturbing because we barely find clothing saying made in USA or made in a particular European country. There are clothing that do say that, but they are rare in the market. And what's predominant are actually clothing that come from these less respected nations. Okay.